7 things you must do while healing after narcissistic abuse part 2. 5. Do not date or start a new relationship. The worst mistake one could make while trying to heal after narcissistic abuse is to find someone else to lick their wounds. The reason is that while you're trying to figure out what happened to you and untangle yourself from the web of the one who hurt you, your perspective is still skewed because of the conditioning that you've been subjected to. Basically, you can't see straight, thus your picker for a good mate is not functioning at high capacity. Not only that, but victims of narcissistic abuse have incredibly low amounts of self-worth and self-respect, especially when they first escape. So diving into a new relationship is like driving California Highway 1 with your eyes closed. The thing is, you need time to yourself to reflect, mourn, grieve, cry, rage at what has happened to you. This must be done alone because the truth is within you, not within someone else, so that is where you must be spending your time. And do you really want to risk falling for someone else who turns out to be the same kind of bad news you're used to? No way, not worth taking the chance. So do yourself a favor and keep that car you're driving in its lane by not being tempted to veer off and pick up any good-looking hitchhikers you may pass on your way. 6. Be a gray rock when it comes to your ex. If you're out walking by the river, or on a dirt road, or down an alley, have you ever stopped and paid attention to the gray rocks that may appear on the path? Of course you haven't. A gray rock? Bleh. How boring. Why on earth would someone pick one up? It's just so uninteresting. Which is exactly what you want your narcissistic ex to view you as. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a lot of either hoovering and possible love bombing if your ex wants to reel you back in. Narcissists love a good game of catch and release with victims, or potential harassment and stalking if your ex is out to punish or destroy you. Narcissists thrive on drama and supply. They are emotional vampires whose only objective is to suck the life out of anyone with a beating heart. You'll see this in your correspondence, if you have any, with them. If you're defending yourself to something they've accused you of, if you're standing up for yourself to something they've said, or if you're opening a door no matter how slightly for them to push their way in, then, congratulations, you've just been fished and took the bait. This is why being a gray rock will save your sanity and keep you on that road forward instead of slamming on the brakes every time your vampire ex is thirsty for blood. So don't let them see your beating heart. Be the rock, the gray rock. Be so boring that a narcissist will lose interest and go find other fish to catch. Don't give a narcissist what they want, which is a reaction, any reaction, no matter if it's a negative or positive one. Narcissists don't care. What they do care about is getting under your skin, pushing your buttons, and inciting an emotional reaction that they can then make fun of you for and count as a win. I suggest finding an actual gray rock. You'll be amazed at how many of them there actually are once you start paying attention, and keeping it close when and if you have to interact with your ex. And the award for Best Actor as a Gray Rock goes to 7. Forgive yourself. This will be the hardest part of your journey, if only because you've been conditioned to not really like the person you've become and have been harboring a lot of blame and shame for sins you've been convinced are yours. Now it's time to forgive yourself. First step, figure out what you're angry at yourself for. Are you mad because you stayed too long? Because you put up with someone treating you like shit? Are you angry because you should have known better? Because you feel like you wasted your life on the wrong person? Whatever it is you're mad at yourself for, write it down. Then pretend it's your most beloved who is saying these things to you. If the one you loved most in the world came to you and said, "I'm so mad that I didn't stand up for myself and that I stayed," what would you say to your beloved? How would you console her? You're certainly not going to blame her for abuse that wasn't her fault, right? And you would probably point out that she didn't know what she didn't know, and that's not her fault either. Maybe you give her an extra long hug and tell her that she didn't deserve to be abused and that she's worthy of so much more. Then you might add that she still has so much life left to live ahead of her, and that she didn't waste those years because she learned from them.